Listen carefully. Here's something that will change how you think about money forever. Most people believe poverty is permanent because that's what broke families teach their children. But here's the brutal truth. Being born poor is not your choice, but staying poor absolutely is. I learned this lesson the hard way when my mentor, a self-made millionaire who started with nothing, told me, "Franklin, poor people focus on spending their money. Middle-class people focus on saving their money, but wealthy people focus on investing their time to create systems that generate money while they sleep." That hit me like a lightning bolt. See, money isn't just currency. It's a tool, a weapon, and a responsibility all at once. Use it wrong, and it destroys families. Use it right, and it builds generational wealth that lasts centuries. Welcome back to Cash and Consequences. I'm Franklin, and if you're new here, let me tell you who I am and why you should listen. I've been running multiple businesses for 8 years, managing hundreds of employees, and I've spent 15 years as a financial advisor and consultant, building my own firm from the ground up. I give lectures on entrepreneurship because I've lived it, breathed it, and succeeded at it. But here's the thing. Creating content like this takes serious time and resources. The research, the preparation, the equipment, the editing. It's a massive investment. So if you're getting value from this channel, hit that subscribe button right now. Not tomorrow, not later, right now. And to those of you who are already subscribed, thank you. You're the reason I can keep delivering content that literally changes lives. I prioritize responding to subscribers first in the comments because you've shown you're serious about changing your financial future. Let me share something personal. I have a friend, let's call him Marcus, who grew up in Detroit, Michigan. His family was so broke they sometimes had to choose between electricity and groceries. Marcus told me his grandmother used to say, "Rich people are just lucky, baby. People like us weren't meant for that life." That's the first trap, the scarcity mindset programming. Broke families don't just lack money, they lack the language of wealth. They speak in limitations. We can't afford it. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. This programming runs so deep that even when opportunity knocks, they don't recognize it. Here's what wealthy families teach their kids that broke families never do. Wealthy families teach, "How can we afford it?" Broke families teach, "We can't afford it." See the difference? One is solution-oriented, the other is excuse-oriented. I remember reading Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and yes, I know some people criticize his methods, but the core principle is golden. Poor people work for money. Rich people make money, work for them. But here's the part nobody talks about, the execution gap. The real secret. Systems over hustles. Everyone wants to sell you the millionaire morning routine or the passive income blueprint. But here's what actually worked for me and dozens of my clients. You don't need perfect conditions, you need persistent systems. Let me tell you about Sarah, a single mother from Montreal, Canada. She was working 2 minimum wage jobs, living paycheck to paycheck. Instead of looking for get-rich-quick schemes, she did something simple. She started a small bookkeeping service for local businesses. Here's the beautiful part. She didn't need an MBA or a trust fund. She just needed to solve one problem better than anyone else in her neighborhood. Within 3 years, she went from $28,000 a year to $180,000 a year. Not because she was lucky, but because she built a system, the technology advantage. This is where broke families have the biggest opportunity today. Technology has democratized wealth creation like never before. Jeff Bezos started Amazon in his garage, but more importantly, he started it in 1994 when e-commerce was just an idea. Today, you can start an online business with less than $500 and reach customers worldwide. I'm a technology fanatic because I see what it does. A kid in rural Alabama can learn digital marketing on YouTube for free and make more money than their parents ever dreamed of. But, and this is crucial, only if they apply what they learn instead of just consuming content. The investment mindset shift. Here's something that makes me laugh. Poor people think investing is gambling. Rich people think not investing is gambling. I have a client in France, Francois, who inherited $50,000 from his grandfather. His broke relatives told him to be smart and put it in savings earning 1% interest. Instead, Francois invested in index funds and real estate. 20 years later, that $50,000 became $800,000. His relatives? They're still broke, wondering why Francois got lucky. The difference wasn't luck, it was education and courage. You know what? Let me stop right here for a second. If you're still watching, that means you're serious about changing your financial life. But watching isn't enough. You need to take action. And the first action is hitting that subscribe button. Here's why. I spend hours researching each video, consulting with successful entrepreneurs, reading financial reports, and distilling complex concepts into actionable advice. This isn't just entertainment. This is education that can literally change your life forever. So subscribe now, because the people who are serious about wealth don't just consume content, they invest in their education by supporting the sources that add real value to their lives. Strategy 1. The skill stack method. Instead of trying to become an expert in one thing, become competent in 3 to 4 related skills. For example, basic web design, plus copywriting, plus social media marketing, plus sales psychology. This combination makes you incredibly valuable to small businesses. Strategy 2. The problem-first approach. Don't start with what business should I start. Start with what problem can I solve better than anyone else in my area. I know a guy in Toronto who noticed food trucks always ran out of change. He started a mobile change service. Sounds ridiculous, right? He's making $120,000 a year solving a stupid simple problem. Strategy 3. The compound learning system. Rich people invest in their education continuously. They read, they attend seminars, they hire coaches, but broke people think education stops after high school. I read approximately 50 books per year, plus countless ebooks and industry reports. Knowledge compounds just like interest. The more you accumulate, the faster it grows. Strategy 4. The network investment. Your network determines your net worth. But broke families don't understand this. They think networking is using people. Wealthy people think of networking as mutual value creation. They connect people, share opportunities, and build relationships before they need anything. In the USA, the biggest opportunity right now is the creator economy. With platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, you can build an audience and monetize it faster than ever. In Canada, the cannabis legalization created entirely new industries. I know people who went from unemployed to six-figure business owners by getting educated early and taking calculated risks. In France, the EU market access means a small business can reach 500 million customers. But you have to think beyond your local market. Let me ask you this. What's one financial belief your family taught you that you now realize was holding you back? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and I respond to subscribers first. Also, where are you watching from? I love seeing our global community grow. Are you in Detroit like Marcus, Montreal like Sarah, maybe somewhere I haven't mentioned yet? Here's the real secret wealthy people know. Money follows value creation. The more value you create for others, the more money flows to you. But broke families teach the opposite. They think money comes from working harder at jobs that don't appreciate their value. That's why they stay broke. Warren Buffett said it best. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Broke families never plant trees. They just complain about the lack of shade. If you came from a broke family, you have advantages that rich kids don't. Hunger, resilience, and the ability to see opportunities that others miss. But you also have disadvantages. Limiting beliefs, lack of financial education, and often, a network that doesn't support wealth building. The choice is yours. Will you use your advantages to overcome your disadvantages, or will you use your disadvantages as excuses? Remember, being born poor isn't your fault, but staying poor is your choice. Subscribe if this added value to your life, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll dive deep into the psychology of millionaire decision-making. Keep building wealth, and remember, Cash has consequences, so make sure yours are positive.